really a dock caller. It's a camera. Fooled right from the start, which I guess, where's the game? Welcome back to Trophy Chronicles, where today I'll be taking a look at a game that I had been thinking about getting for years, but couldn't quite justify getting. A game that I'll be honest, for a long time I never even knew if I would get, but at one point I just had to do it. I'm talking, of course, about Duck Dynasty, based off the hit TV show of the same name, which I've never seen the show, because why would I? As far as I know, it's about just this family who beforehand looked like this, and then suddenly they were this, and that's pretty much all I know. What do? They shoot ducks. I think it's like they're trying to act like all wilderness people. I don't know how much of their life is actually this, how much is just for a show. But yeah, they're out in the forest shooting ducks. It's all I know about it. Genuinely, everything I know. I know them Phil Robertson because he's kind of the face of it, and I've seen some things. But he's dead now, so that's all okay. Sorry. Good start, but yeah. Eventually they made a game because back in the good old days, anything could get a game. Duck Dynasty can get a game. Dexter can get a game. Pretty much any anime you would expect. Ones that you would never even think would have one. There's like 11 card captor games. Not the point. But it's an era I miss. We need to go back to the years where your random ass fucking TV show, a random ass movie that had no business getting a game, got one. Nowadays, if a game's getting any representation in a video game, it's a mobile piece of shit, or it's being put in fucking Fortnite or some other game. It's cool and all, but I miss this. Remember back in the days where every Disney game would get a movie? All the way. Where every Disney movie would get a game, get a Tarzan game, Atlantis. The classics like Aladdin and Lion King. Now, again, they might be thrown in something like Disney Dreamlight Valley. I miss it. It'll probably never come back, and that sucks. And if you do get one nowadays, it's shovelware slop like Popeye or some other crap on the store for €2. You pay for 15 seconds to get a platinum. And I miss this. Is this a good game? No, but I miss it. That's half the fun. It's the crap. The Sopranos has a game. The Godfather has a game. Like, bring this back. Give us a Breaking Bad game. Give us a. Doctor House got like House MD has a game on the DS. Sorry, I didn't even intend for this to happen. I didn't mean for this to be a rant about licensed games. I miss it so much more than you can ever fucking understand, especially lately, because of course I started getting into this crap long after it's been dead. But yeah, Duck Dynasty on the PS3. I've been thinking about getting this for years. At one point, actually, that's a half a lie. At one point, my friend said, it'd be fun to play that game, we should get it sometime. And the game's like €20, so I thought, really? I'm gonna pay €20 for some random crap. But like any given sale on any storefront, you get like four great. To say you can get a great game for €20 on a sale, any given sale you're gonna get a bigger, better, longer game. Maybe even two or three of them for that price. But then after watching somebody else do it for a while, and my own little things like picking up games like the Da Vinci Code and like 24 the game, it got to a point where the whole garbage, whole kind of shovelware licenses, especially with licensed games crap, it clawed its way in a bit more and more. And I just eventually now I've gotten a good few of them, and I bit the bullet. So after, in some meaning of the word, over 10 years of build up, because I saw reviews for this like 10 years ago. It was weird enough, this is only a 2014 game, I think, so around that time. How does it hold up? It sucks. Okay, half serious, but it's both a mix of better than I expected and worse. Better because I expected absolute crap. You hear Doc Dynasty the game, you're expecting like a 2 out of 10 game. But if I'll be perfectly honest, it's not as bad as you'd want. It's nearly not as bad as you'd want it to be. It's like watching the Illumination Super Mario movie. You wish it was better or worse. Except this is funny because it's Doc Dynasty. What is the game? If I'll be perfectly honest, it's a minigame collection. I'm really not exaggerating that much with that. You'll go to a duck shooting mission. Call some ducks. Where's my thing? And then they'll appear. You'll press L2. Bang. Lock on shoot. Lock on shoot. Which actually kind of sounds bad, but it works here. A mechanic I usually despise, the whole auto lock on bullshit. If I'm playing any game, even if I know I shouldn't, even if I'm playing a game, it's like, okay, when I'm aiming, it's like, yep, this is fine, miss, miss. I'll still turn it off instantly. I hate auto aim, especially online games. A whole separate thing, but auto aim has no business in online shooters. And then you'll finish the mission, drive or walk in average driving mechanics to the next mission, and then you'll go fishing. Then you go to the next mission, and then you'll do some boat races. Then you go to the next one, do some Metal Gear Solid. It's just minigame after minigame. It's like if you ever played Mafia, you know, you'll do your mission, and then a huge chunk just driving from A to B. It's not very different from that, except without the charm, nice world, good graphics, beautiful mood, anything that resembles quality, joy, anything fun. The only reason this game has an open world, in a sense, is to collect things like signs, frogs, and metal detector missions. And I guess have some environment, I guess. Also, I'm not sure if something to do with the capture card or because of the game itself or an old PS3 or my specific disc. But it would cause you have these like VHS flicker effects, so half the screen was just like weird. It hurt. It was like bad frame rate mixed with like bad visual effects, and it only showed up on the screen. It felt like, or yeah, I'm not sure if it was on me, the game, the capture card. Who knows? But I've basically summed up half the game right there. Mission 1, shoot some ducks. Mission 2, shoot more ducks. Kill a lot of ducks in this game. There's a gallery thing which we'll get to later at the end, and I think at one point it tells you the total duck count at the end, like 36 missions in a row. It's like 672. I'll have the exact number here somewhere, but I feel like a fucking monster. At one point you're shooting beavers, and I swear, it's a fucking bloodbath. You're just driving through the water, like the driving happened by itself, and you're just like, boom, oh, there's 6 of them over there, 7 of them over there, 5 of them there. Don't let one get away. I can't even remember why you're shooting them, but I will admit it does end up with, like, I have to admit, the coolest fucking cutscene in the whole game. Don't tell him I said that. This is amazing. Like, it's from the actual show, and I hate. Look, I get it. It's a bad thing. It should. They suck for doing it, but they blew up a beaver dam with some fucking dynamite, and look at this explosion. Fuck these guys, but God, that's cool. It's like saying it's like saying like a volcano erupted or a tsunami. It's like, wow, that's cool. Shame about the death count, but God, does that look beautiful. Like I said, you also do some racing missions in a boat, and we'll get to it more when the trophies come up. But these were agony. The best way I can explain how bad. Oh yeah, I'm trying my PS5 by touching some shit. This is the best way to explain how badly these controlled. I'm gonna turn. That's how it felt. You know what I really miss? When consoles had power buttons. Oops, I turned on my PS2 by mistake. Off. Good times, huh? Back when design was better and good and clearly labelled. Not the point. But the races, oh my god. This boat control, it might be the worst controlling thing I've ever experienced. It's like if two giants were on both sides of you with canes or something attached to your boat. Sometimes you'd be like, I'm gonna turn and whoop, pushed. Sometimes you try to turn, it's like being dragged away. Or like somebody had magnets attached, like pull them that way, pull them that way. It's like sometimes you do a perfect turn, sometimes you'll be trying to do the tiniest turn and you crash. And then everyone flies past you, and these are like 2 minute races, and has the worst rubber banding I've ever fucking felt. Because for some reason, game designers still can't figure out that rubber banding is shit. And from now on, any game that ever has it in the future, I'm gonna have to say, hey, it's like Dynasty on the PS3, and that's a fucking embarrassment. Any game that has that as a fucking similarity, you should be ashamed, embarrassed, just no other word. Any other word you can use that even sounds like that. How? How are big? It's just mind blowing. The big developers, Mafia the Old Country did that. They had like a 7 minute long scripted race, and they're like, how? how is any game that is well respected having the same flaws as this? So and you'd be just there like, okay, we're both and we're going the same direction, same speed, and then out of nowhere, whoop, and now you're in second place. The weirdest thing was, while you're just driving around and getting from mission to mission, sometimes going place to place in the water, you do it in a different boat. So you'll drive to the mission waypoint, get in a boat, drive to a different waypoint, get off the boat, drive to the next place, get on a boat, now drive to the place to start the mission. I'm not even kidding, that's something crazy. Weirdness. Not the point. The boat you drive to get to those places is a different boat. It's like a stick. It's like you're driving a fucking stick. They even comment on how it doesn't control well. Or something about how it's hard to steer. Something on basically something to comment on how badly it operates. It might be easily the smoothest, best controlling thing, the best controlling piece of vehicle I've ever experienced in a game. You will be doing the most windy, turny path, and it doesn't even look like it could get through it. And no, it was like smoothly fucking slither through, like it's nothing. I think I crashed this thing like twice. Even again, sometimes there's like big turns, like just like that, and you'll just be sliding through like you wouldn't believe it could even do. If I could have done the races in this thing, if this was the kind of boat we all raced in, it would have been fine. But no. Then there's stealth missions, which basically the guy's over here doing his thing, making noise, and you have to kind of sneak over bubble wrap and broken glass in the messiest place ever for some reason. And I call it Metal Gear Solid because you do actually get into a cardboard box to sneak around to. Wait for a guy to turn, creep forward, wait for a guy to turn, creep forward, repeat. Fishing, it's fine. Cast your reel, wait for fishing. He'll like go to the right and you have to follow him to the right and then boom to the left, and it's like, okay, try not to have a break, but it's fine. I think that's it. With every kind of mission. Even if it's not, that's basically the idea. Mission, drive somewhere else. Mission, drive somewhere else. Sometimes there's a choice between 2 or 3 missions. Sometimes it's instead of shooting ducks, which can be anywhere from like 4 or 5 ducks to, I think the highest in one mission was like 120 something. It was I killed over 1,000 ducks over the course of this game if you include the shooting galleries. It's a bloodbath. It's a duck bloodbath. And outside the missions, you have like a gallery thing. You have like the menu missions you can do too, which is basically like 36 shooting galleries where you have to get a certain score. If you do it in the first, you have like 3 rounds to do. You have to do it in the first round usually to try to get the best score. Unlock power ups as you go on, like slowing down time, seeing where the ducks are going to come from, etc. I don't remember what the others were. They're the only ones I used. And you can do the boat races separately, which is just the same as the game, so yay. See, every once in a while you get some cutscenes with somewhere with in-game character models, which still have their banter. They're very, very funny banter. Riveting. And sometimes they'd have clips from the show as well, like I mentioned with the Beaver Dynamite. The funny thing about this was somebody, at least one person on this team must have been self-aware, which I'll get to a bit later as well, but every cutscene at the bottom right of the screen, it would have X skip. Always there. It never went away. So somebody must have known, yeah, okay, we should leave that there forever. And I swear, the longer the game went on, the more you listen to these people talk. I swear to God, it just felt like it was getting bigger and bigger. It's like X to skip, X to skip. Like it was begging to be pushed. But yeah, that's pretty much it in that regard. Overall, if I was just going to play it as a story, it was funny and fine at first. Just funny in the sense like I'm playing a Dynasty game on PS3. That alone, that's funny on its own. This game could be a point and click. No, that sounds fun. This could literally just be a mini game trivia quiz about ducks. But the concept that it's Duck Dynasty on PS3, that would be funny on its own. But yeah, let's just get into the trophies. This game has 34 trophies, so 33 and then a platinum. And without even saying anything else first off, I think I had like 70% of them before I even started going for them. Because you get a bunch for doing basic stuff. I even checked like the guide before I started, or before I like started this thing. Apparently there's like 11 missable trophies. I only had 2 missable at the end. Because there's stuff like shoot, I think it's like 3 ducks in one shot, which you're just going to get. Shoot 6 bottles without missing any, which, again, while not a difficult game, there are some missions where you have to really be on your toes, and unless you had like obscenely bad luck, where it's like, bang, hit, 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 miss, hit, 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 and miss. I can't see how you'd even manage to win one of these without getting 6 in a row. Shoot every bird in a flock, which it's just they'll all fly by in like patterns, so I was like, get them all. Half of these missable ones, I think you'd have to go out of your way to miss, to be honest. And even the ones that were missable, most of them were kind of ones that were in the first few missions you could do anyway. Stuff like shoot every kind of duck, catch every kind of fish. Most of these you will, I think, guaranteed, if not 99% chance, just get it with the story. I'll wait till the end to get into the ones I went for last, I guess. But then there's like the outside stuff, the gallery stuff, which is do all the 36 galleries. There's one to do with all of them without using a power up, which I fucked up with. Because when you're doing, we have like a map thing to show all of the missions, and at the bottom it said completed without power up. And if you did it, there's a little check mark. I thought it was just completed without power up was just telling me I did it without a power up. So when I got to 36, I thought I had them all done. That's one of the only things I did off screen. Just go back to do all the ones. I had like 10 or 11 I didn't do without power up, so I just went back and did them all. Because I'd already done them all with getting the 3 stars for them all, or the highest score, whatever it was, so why bother? And like I said, you basically have to do them all in the first round. You have 3 rounds, and you have to all get like all of them without any even getting off screen, which 9 out of 10, simple. It was like playing a Souls game. It was like, oh, this one pushed me to my absolute limits. Next 3 in a row were cakewalks. And eventually I realised, wait a minute. The power up one and the score one are separate. I can just use the best power ups and then go back and do it without. Even if it takes 3 rounds, who cares? I just have to do it without the power up. I don't have to get the good score. Some difficult ones, but generally if you use the power up to slow down time, you like press L3 and it's like this speed, that would work out fine. Or the one where you just know where they're coming from. That was the biggest reason you fail. It's like one would just come from the side, like, oh shit, and then there's another one going from that side and like lock onto that one, the other one's gone. But mostly it's fine. You also had to get a certain like a total score that was high enough, which I almost had by default, and even when I didn't, I just had to go back and get a few missions a bit better. And even if that didn't work out, like I said, at least one person on his team cared and was having fun, because there's also a power up to turn the ducks into rubber duckies, which is really fun. But it also gives you they go completely still, and it gives like double, if not more, points. So convenient, funny, effort. One person minimum gave a shit. Then there was the boat racing missions. Usually I check the trophies at the end of an episode. If I was as well, I think this is the first game where I'm doing this for the Trophy Chronicles for. That I complete it completely on for a Let's Play. Which is kind of weird. I think this, yeah, it might be the first time. Except for like running through it to start to do something quickly, which I'll get to in a while. And like I said, doing the missions already done, the shooting galleries with the no power up, everything's on screen. But I would see like trophies above or below, and the ones that really made me dread was to win a tournament of boat races. 6 races in a row, you have to come first in every race. These were like every time I would play this game, if I was ever going to spend like half an hour doing one thing, it was a fucking race. I think I had a few episodes with like an hour long, and they were all because of races. Because it was so easy to just get fucked up. And like I said, rubber banding. I'm on the last turn, about to win. Bought from behind. Boom. You lose. Fuck you. Start over. 2.5 minutes. Fuck these missions. Fuck rubber banding. Every game, it's the bane of your existence. Go for the fucking Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep Platinum. Oh, that was a doing those Disney town races with every character, and then I'm about to win. Have rubber banding. Fuck you. Surprisingly, the tournament went okay, but there was 2 specific ones to do with boat races that really messed up. You had to do in this area, I think. Number 1, win a race without going into last place. Weirdly enough, I don't even remember this that well, so it must mean it went okay. Because I can't even remember how it worked. Because sometimes you start in the back, but rubber banding and not going into last out of first place is not a good mix. But thankfully, generally it's just 4 combatants. I think 4 racers. Weird word, combatants. What the fuck am I on about? 4 racers. Usually it's like 2 of them are just there to be there, but there's one who's kind of properly in your face. It's like they pick one at the start. If you're not going to win, he's going to win. That's kind of how it works. There's one real challenger, but without a doubt, the worst one in the whole game, the most challenging, awful, rage-inducing trophy. Complete a race without colliding with an opponent. Mix tight, little, like, if this was like the area you had to get in between, this will be your boat. No, this will be your boat. Combine that with horrible rubber banding and the absolute worst controlling vehicle I've ever experienced. I'm going to turn this corner, both from the side, boom, you're hit. And you had to get there was like a recommended, I think that's the only one I looked up a guide for. You had to find a recommended track, and there's 6 places you can go to. When you start a tournament, it was just a roulette. This is where you're starting. I think I was there for like 5 or 10 minutes, or probably like at least 5 minutes. I was just start tournament, roulette, not the one you want. Back, in, roulette, for like 5 minutes of that, and loading screens. The amount of times, like even in like a big open area, driving forward and boat just like in from behind. The only reason I got this in the end is the same reason I got us a few of the trophies, probably for the boat racing. Like one we had to win the race by going into like the finish line from backwards. I got that completely randomly because I was so far ahead. I decided to go. I'm in the lead. Let's just turn and go back. Why not? Why not? Probably many reasons, but I think the only thing I come up with is that they follow you in a very specific way. So if you turn a corner just right, they might crash into the thing you just passed. It's like if there's something here and you go whoop, and they're far enough behind, it might just. That's all I can assume, that they sometimes just keep crashing in, because sometimes they just like get stuck behind, and that's how I got this in the end. Because for half the race he'd be like, you'd be here, he'd be back here on the radar, and then sometimes, and I'd be like, no, go away, get the fuck away, and then that was the worst one, easily, because the amount of times you'd be close and then boom, tip. That was easily the worst trophy. The last 2 I went for were, of course, the 100% with collectibles, which is, you got the signs, which were scattered around. I think I got like 14 of these without a guide, and I was like, fuck this. And I'm glad I did, because some players, like most of them was on the road, but sometimes it's like a road here, I need to go between them to get the thing. frogs, which were just in a random place. Or they're in very specific places and they respawn, so that was simple. There was 50 of them, but you're like 4 at a time, so grab, 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 go away, come back, grab, grab, you're fine. And there was also metal detector missions scattered around where you pull out your metal detector, beep, beep, beep. Oh, it's over here, grab the thing. 6 of them, I think, so I think I'd gotten like 16 of the signs and 6 out of, or like 5 out of 6 of the metal detector ones out the guide, so I did pretty well. And the last couple I got were one in the fishing minigame, because you had to, which are technically missable, because if you don't get them throughout the game, you have to start over because there's no replay missions, there's at the end of the game. So I just went off screen, did a few missions, and you had to get back one, catch 5 fish in a row, like, not catch 5 fish, but like there'd be little fishing spots and you'd hold R2 to read it, and I swear it would just go like, it was so finicky and so precise. I felt like it would just like, go slow, 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 boom. But you don't actually have to catch the fish, so you can just let them go, try again, and once I was actually going for it, I think it took like a minute. But of course they all have time limits too because you're doing competition, so it could suck. Like if you got like 4 of them and then you failed, then oops, I'm down to like 30 seconds, so I have to wait and go back in, so that kind of sucked. And also, the biggest annoyance with this was because they didn't let you select missions, I had to go back through the missions. You had to get like there was one to catch an 8-pound fish without ever reeling out, which basically means just hold R2 to reel in the whole time, never let go. Which basically I said the fish would like they going right now to keep tracking and gone to the left, and then the thing would the meter would just go right to the top, like the thing's gonna break, so that's usually why you would let go. So I think like the third fishing mission was like 10 or 11 missions in, so it was really annoying. But when you're off screen, it's not as bad because you can just like lie back, do your thing, pick away at it. And when I was going for it, it was simple. But yeah, like I said, most of these I got without even going for them. I don't think I went for a single trophy, maybe 1 or 2 on the way through the game, and I got it to 70%. Out of all the missable ones, I only had 2 of them left at the end, so without even trying, I'd gotten like all but 2 of the missable trophies. That says a lot. But yeah, if I get right into ratings, fun. Huh. Again, it's both less bad and more bad than I would have liked. Less bad because it could have actually been noteworthy in how bad it was. And really, once you get past the initial, haha, it's a Duck Dynasty game. That's fucking fun. Duck Commander. It's a minigame collection with some driving in between. Yay! Ooh, exciting. Ready to keep my fucking eyes off it. But it's a functional game. There are some fun parts. Again, a mechanic I usually despise, which is lock-on aiming shit. It worked for this. And there's some good things like some of the shoot missions were fun. The stealth mission was decent. It did have one of the biggest letdowns in gaming history for me. Because at one point in my first session, not even having that good of a time, just think this game's fine, whatever. I saw 2 words that would keep me excited for episodes to come. Shotgun golf. My imagination raced. Is going to be like, ball here, I'm going for a birdie. Not sure how it would work, to be honest, looking back, but then part of me thought, I think I saw like a clip from the opening title, and I thought, it's going to shoot the ball into the air, and then I'm going to have to go, boom, and try to get a hole. That word. Nope. It's just a bottle throwing game. Bottle comes from here, you shoot it. Bottle comes from here, you shoot it. It's exactly the same. I'm gutted. Like I was so fucking let down. I'm not even sure what I expected. How it would even work. It wasn't golf. It just used golf balls. If this is shotgun golf, this is shotgun drinking. Also in the bottle throwing minigame, there was some bullshit. It was like, don't shoot the red bottles or you lose a point. What it actually meant was, don't shoot the red bottles out circular round. Because they did throw red bottles that you were supposed to shoot. It was a different shape. Maybe it's the one guy who cared, who's just like, let's be an asshole for fun. It's like Santa Claus Saves the Earth. There's one person on him who's like, I'm gonna ruin parts of this. For fun, I'll give it I think I would give it like a 2. If it wasn't a Duck Dynasty game, this would easily be like a 2. It gains points for being Duck Dynasty. That's instantly 1 point. And I would be honest, the shooting gallery, just the 36 non-stop just shooting ducks, 672 I think at the end. They were decently fun. Sometimes actually you actually put some real thought into it. Sometimes surprisingly enough, just shooting everything you can as quick as you can was the worst thing you could do. Of course, sometimes thinking was the worst thing you could do. Sometimes you'd be like, okay, let's try to plan things out, but it's like, you know what? Shoot, 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 and I'd do it. But they were actually decently entertaining, so I'll give it a 4. Surprisingly high, yeah. Difficulty, it would be a lot lower, but I think just for the pain in the ass boat races, like I said, most of these I could do a couple of missions like 20-25 minutes. When it came to the boat races, sometimes I'd spare for like 40-50 minutes. Those were the longest episodes, by far. Because you'd lose right at the end because I'm rubber banding budget, and then boom, loading screen, 3-minute race, lose again. Especially like the first two and the last one, I think they were the worst. But yeah, I'm gonna give it a 6. It would probably be a 4 if not for the boat race stuff alone, but god, what a pain in the ass. Everything else though, fine. Even with the stuff like the harder gallery ones, like I said, we had to get the 3 stars or whatever by doing all in the first round. Use the right power up. That was usually 90% was just learning the pattern, getting the right power up, and you'd be fine. The squirrels were the worst because they just like, you would see everything else would easily. You'd be like perfect with the beaver count, perfect with the duck count, then where the fuck were the squirrels? But yeah, mostly fine. Not so easy. You're going to just do everything in your first goal, but you're never probably going to be stuck with like for an hour on one thing, except for the boat races because they fucking controls like ass. I have better control over this fucking thing. Time, it was a bit harder to get this because PS3 games don't have a time counter like PS4 and 5 games. Well, mostly 5. You can do on PlayStation 5. But I did go up and add up my time from the episodes because, like I said, everything on screen except for like a tiny, maybe half an hour of story missions to get back to the fishing stuff and speeding up driving sections. And for the first time ever, I checked PSN profiles and they have the stuff to estimate a time, difficulty, whatever. For the first time ever, we matched up. It took me 12 hours. Every other time I checked this, it's like 20 hours at minimum lower than what I did. With Plants vs Zombies, I recommend our estimated time is like 50 hours. I don't know what these fucking lunatics are thinking with that one. But surprisingly, right on the dot. I mean, 12 hours is an estimate for me too, because like I said, not everything was I think it was like 11 hours. It was like 10 hours, 11 hours or so, and 35 minutes. But again, not including the stuff off screen. So yeah, surprising. Overall, for the whole platinum journey, I'm gonna give it a 5. I think actually it would be a 4 if it wasn't for the shooting gallery. It almost balances out with the boat racing stuff, but it was chill. Just going for the story mode and having like 70% of them. The shooting gallery was fun. Going for the collectibles was nice enough. Some of the signs you collected are funny. Like Bigfoot ahead, no parking for yuppies. Warning about ninjas in the area. And yeah, after a few years of thinking about it, never really expecting to do it my own way because again, 20 hour for this? For something I thought I might have played for like half an hour, I'm like, haha, that was fun, the end. I still haven't bought the Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC after like 7 years because I'm always like, a DLC for a game I don't even like that much. It's €20. Do you have any idea what you can get for that price? It's not even the price of the thing itself. It's just what else could you get for that? Especially on a sale, even without a sale. How many great indie games could you get for 20? But I bought Dynasty. Oh, but yeah. In my own weird way, I'm glad I got it. I've said it earlier on in the year. This is the year for me to play crap. At least on the channel. It's shit like this. Wheelman, Matt Hazard, and a G.I. Joe for myself. I bought a ton of just cheap 2-3 euro PS3 games, thinking, yeah, some crappy license garbage. It's some of the most fun I've had in gaming in a long time. Of course it is. Of course it fucking is. I can pay 70 euro for a brand new game, put on for 40 minutes, be like, oh, this is annoying. And then I'm spending more on shipping to my own country. It's like, oh yeah, €2 for shipping, 50 cents for a game, sure. I'm having a blast. Is it lowered expectations? I don't know what else could it be. Is it just all the games doing certain things better? I have no idea, but I've had more fun with this garbage in the last few years than with a lot of games. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. I thought this would be a really short one. I thought I'd get this out in like 20 minutes maximum. It's been 40. Oh my god. That's what I'll be doing here next. I think the next two are either Etchy Secrets and Check. Chess Master. I'm not sure which one of those is more shameful. Those will be short ones. Etchy Secrets. I did some puzzles and I saw some half naked anime girls. Woo! It took me 20 minutes, I got to platinum. That's gonna be a quick one. Chess. I played 6 chess games, I got to platinum. Woo! I only got it because it was chess, and the other one we'll talk about next one, but yeah. And then, after that, 200. I'm a. I currently have 199. I'm about to get my 200. It's going to be a special one to me. For the 100th, I have to go something special. For 10, or for my 100 one, it was Final Fantasy 10, which small hint. But with that, I'm gonna leave it there. One last time. That's been Doc Dynasty. Because in a year with games like Crimson Desert and Pragmata and Forza Horizon 6 and all that stuff, why would I play that garbage? Well, we got Doc Dynasty and fucking Wheel, man. Expect to see that here sometime too, probably. Sometime soon. But yeah. Thank you very much for watching, and see you for the next one. See you for the next platinum. 2 shameful ones coming up.